Welcome back. So, Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane has suffered another blow after the Constitutional Court dismissed her application to appeal a ruling against her Estina dairy farm report on Friday. She'll now be liable to pay over 7% of the legal costs incurred out of her own pocket. This is after she had to pay over 200,000 rand in the case involving the Reserve Bank. This is just one of a string of criticisms against Mkhwebane, who's taken Parliament to court as it attempts to find ways to impeach her. So where to from here? Let's discuss this with legal expert Ulrich Roux from Ulrich Roux and Associates. He joins me in Johannesburg via Skype. Ulrich, thanks for your time as always. So has the Public Protector now exhausted all legal channels of appeal in this specific matter?
Hi, good afternoon, Anli. Yes, indeed she has. So just to give a bit of background again on the matter, towards the end of last year, the High Court in Pretoria made a very damning finding against her, criticising her for a report on the Estina dairy project and basically confirming that she was lying in the report in covering up for certain political figures within the Free State and their involvement in this project, and where numerous or a large amount of money went missing, and where it was supposed to be going towards people who were in need of the money, pensioners and other people who required the money. She then took that decision on appeal to the appeal court in Bloemfontein. Her application for leave to appeal was dismissed by the appeal court, and then she took the decision on appeal to the Constitutional Court. And the Constitutional Court now in their ruling this week confirming that they will not be hearing her application for leave to appeal, as there is absolutely no grounds upon which she could be successful in her appeal. So the Constitutional Court dismissing her application, and that is then the end of the road. She has no further court to approach, as the Constitutional Court is regarded as our apex court in South Africa, and this is the end of the line for her in this matter, yes.
Ulrich, what does that mean for her original report on the Estina dairy farm project?
Well, the High Court in Pretoria set the report aside. It dismissed it, confirming that it was unlawful and that it should have no binding effect. So, now the investigation into the Estina dairy project should proceed. And if there was corruption, as the DA who brought the application against her findings are claiming, then certainly further action should be taken against those officials involved in that project.
And if the Public Protector has been shown to have not investigated properly, then who should be doing that investigation?
Yes, it is certainly, once again, a very damning finding against her. And as you pointed out, the Reserve Bank finding against her previously as well. She's had costs awarded against her in numerous applications where her reports have been taken on review and where her decisions and findings have been taken to the High Court and where they've been overruled in their entirety. So, the Public Protector at the moment is, not a lot of credit can be given to her, unfortunately. With all her findings being set aside. And, one begs the question whether she should actually still be in that position. The Public Protector is there, exactly as the name says, to protect the public. If there is corruption and unscrupulous activities taking place within government organizations, then the Public Protector should be investigating that and should be making proper findings based on proper legal investigations. And thus far, since she's become the Public Protector, she has proven herself not to be that. She's proven that she's has not acted in an objective way, and this has been the finding of the High Court and the Constitutional Court of our country. So, certainly leaves a lot of questions as to her credibility in her position.
So she has been ordered to pay 7.5% of costs in her personal capacity, with her office having to pay the remaining 92.5%. Are you able to sort of guess at a figure of how much she would be personally out of pocket?
Yes, well, this matter, it was in the High Court towards the end of last year, then to the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein, and then to the Constitutional Court. So extensive legal fees, 7.5%, she would most likely be liable once again. I would say about between 200 and 300,000 rand. But the real tragedy is that the 92% 0.5% of the legal fees that needs to be paid by our office, which in effect is the taxpayer that's paying for that.
Oh.
She has brought numerous applications that have fallen by the wayside, that have been dismissed by our courts. And that is the reason why the courts are granting costs against her, saying your grounds to come to court and to take other people to court are without any basis or merit. And you should stop doing that, and we are penalizing you by awarding costs against you. Yet she continues to take the High Court decisions on appeal, and thus far she's had zero success. So, once again, at least now, she's feeling she's suffering damages as a result of her having to pay those costs out of her own pocket. But once again, it's an absolute tragedy, in my view, that the taxpayer should be held liable for her inabilities.
Absolutely. Ulrich, before I let you go, the Public Protector has said that there's an ongoing vendetta to discredit her office and her findings. But this ruling, you've mentioned that it calls once again into question her ability to do her job. But what is the direct legal impact on the other cases that she's investigating where her findings have been called into question?
Well, I think that it once again leaves a big question as to her credibility and her objectivity in those investigations. From a legal point of view, certainly, given her track record and that numerous of her findings have been set aside, then anyone who wants to take a future report of hers on review or on appeal will certainly be referring to those findings, and it will give credibility to their applications to say that she is not capable of conducting an objective investigation, and any report that she delivers should be criticized and taken with a lot of skepticism, given her track record. Unfortunately, she took over from Thuli Madonsela, who proved to be a very objective public protector, and if she complains and says that there's a constant vendetta against her, it's our courts that are making these findings against her. It's not other institutions, it's not political figures, it's our courts. And our courts are seen to be objective and seen to take all factors into account, and especially our Constitutional Court. I think that she's barking up the wrong tree if she's saying that the Constitutional Court has a personal vendetta against her. I think she must go back to the drawing board and start conducting proper investigations, and then she won't be met with such criticism.
All right, thank you very much for those insights. Ulrich Roux from Ulrich Roux and Associates.